Hi guys, Jazzard here. In this video, I'll be talking about what you should do after reaching level 80. I'll guide you toward your full gear set and show you what roadmap we should use in order to reach all available contents in ease. We'll go through 3 different phases, and I strongly recommend following these steps in order. If you're playing for the first time, or you're not a veteran player, I highly recommend leveling to 80 without using a boost. The reason is simple. You need to understand the basic combat fundamentals plus your class. This will help you avoid unnecessary time loss, frustration, or loss of motivation. Nobody enjoys getting wiped over and over. Again, I'm assuming you have all the latest expansions, so plan accordingly while you're watching the video. When we're leveling up, let's say we start from level 1, and let's say we are a human character, because every other character starts on a different spot. But let's start with the Queensdale. Even if you're just a new player, you can still travel to any other beginning map that you can also get experience and level up from. Let's start with the Queensdale. When you log into game and start playing, you'll see some yellow hearts like this I'm showing right now. This is how you level up, or the events that is marked like orange in your game, and that's the events are also like our main source of leveling up, just like the hearts. It doesn't matter which that you select. Of course it does in time basis. If we just go in details, of course it does make some difference, but you shouldn't still make any other like concerns or focusing points with that. You can go with hearts, you can go with events, but what I recommend is just do the hearts, because in someday when you want to craft legendaries, you'll be needing to complete all of those maps, all the core Tyria maps for Gen 1, or like different for Gen 3 and Gen 2. So for Gen 1, we need to complete all the central core Tyria maps. I don't want to just blubber you with a lot of information, so you can choose hearts or events that marked with orange. So how do we manage our inventory? Easy. For example, when you start playing this game, you'll be in pain with the inventory slots that we have when we first begin playing the game. So you may not know, we can also deposit the materials right here on the inventory. When you press that, as you can see, we have a customer scrap. That's just a crafting item. You don't need to know intricate details of it. But when you click here, deposit all materials here, it will be gone. It will be on your bank in material storage. And after pressing deposit all materials, that's what I do all the time. That's my go-to thing. We press compact. So it will be compacted. You'll not waste your time with dragging them over and over. So that's how you manage your inventory. And also you'll be like, Chazrick, where's our materials gone to? Well, you can go to bank, and when you open the bank, you'll see it like this. So you press material storage, and this is your storage right here. This is the things. When we press deposit all materials, things go here. By the way, you also need to finish all the stories you have corresponding to expansions you have. So these stories will give you 20 slot bags, or if you finish the Mastery achievement, you will have, some of them will provide you with Ascended Amulet or Ascended Rings, and one of them also rewards you with Ascended Backpack. And also some of them opens up the path to having new type of mounts, such as Roller Beetle and Sky Scale. The first phase gonna be the easiest one, and let's say the shortest time required for skipping the phase 1. Not skipping, but passing through it. Phase 2 will be much more time consuming than the phase 1, and phase 3 will be our mid to end game scenario. So it will be just like grinding over and over. So on first phase, we're gonna be talking about the thing that is called Wizard's Wall. You can access the Wizard's Wall panel, top left of your screen, or you can just press Shift plus H. So what we can get from the Wizard's Wall is the most important and vital part of it. Because on our first character, that I'm assuming that's your first character, we're gonna be needing so much Ascended Gears. And Ascended Gears are, like I said before, it's the most important and vital part of our gears. So we can get those things from Astral Rewards that is Wizard's Wall provides. And you can also get a precursor for legendaries, Mystic Coins, or Mystic Flowers and Laurels. That is the best way to trade it with it. So for objectives, we will have 3 different categories: the daily, weekly, and the special. For daily and weekly, we can always select one type of content, so on every refresh time or week or day, we will be having that particular scenario or objectives that we selected before. For now, I'm gonna be selecting PvP, and for PvP, why PvP, let's say, because it's the easiest one to obtain the rewards and objectives. So I recommend you to have the PvP on and the PvE and the world versus world content off, because they will have so much time consuming objectives. And let's say if you have 3 different type of contents that you selected, of course it will consume your time more because you have 3 different maps to go, or let's say much more maps to go. For PvP, you just need to play PvP and that's it. So let's start with the Fractals, because Fractals is the first thing that you should do. Why? Because it's the best way to have a use of your Ascended gear and also get a lot of rewards from it. And for tier 1, you can either have a quick play or you can go for the LFG method. For LFG, you need to open your friend list and press looking for group, it's the second category, and scroll down and you'll see Fractals of the Mist. Of course we will start from tier 1, so for my perspective, you should go for a quick play if you want to. Yes, it's also worth, but it's also worth much more to select it manually, like this group here, Fast T1 Dailies. Just join the group, say hi, and have fun, and that's it. But for higher levels of Fractals, let's say tier 2, 3, or 4, it's something called Agony comes into play. That is Agony Resistance. And Agony Resistance is what is probably going to kill you on higher levels of Fractals. Of course, they deal much more damage in higher tiers, but the key part or vital part of it is the Agony Resistance, because some monsters or some minigames, some mechanics trigger this Agony thingy. And for Agony infusions, like you saw it on my gears, like +9 Agony resistance, we will be using those infusions in our Ascended gears. And you can get the Agony resistances or infusions either from the trading post, or you can get it from the merchant here, the Infuse 5959. If you can't find it, it's in Fractals of the Mist, and you can access the Fractals of the Mist from Lion's Arch. I might assume you don't know the Lion's Arch as well. Let me show you like this. This is our whole map, like the central core area, almost all of it, and Lion's Arch is all the way in the middle. We go for 4th Mariner waypoint, and there you go, the entrance of the Fractals of the Mists. You can just move towards there, just press enter, and that's it. Like I showed you before, the Infuse 5959 sells the Agony resistances, like the infusions. For infusions, I prefer or recommend you to get only +9s on your Ascendeds, because when you have the full Ascended gear, if you equip all your infusions in your Ascended gears, you'll be having something like 135. And it will be almost enough for every particular scenario, like T4 hardest ones or T3, whatever. You'll be having no concerns about dying. From Agonies though, not the mobs. Because some mobs on tier 4 or tier 3, not some, all of them, are much more stronger than the ones in tier 1 and tier 2. So second thing, we go for strike missions. Strike missions are crazy good, they're rewarding. When you first complete them, they give a lot of stuff to buy you new Ascended gear. And where you access the strike missions is just like the same with Fractals. You just scroll down, you'll see the strike missions. You'll be needing Icebrood Saga expansion, so when you have it, you'll be seeing those IBS5. IBS5s means like 5 of the different Icebrood Saga strike missions, and DSKO and CO is just different expansions and different strike missions. But what we need is IBS5 groups, so what we get from the strike missions is we get Blue Prophet shards. Blue Prophet shards, we will be buying a lot of Ascended gears and that's pretty easy to do it. You just need to go for IBSs every day, and that's it. You don't need to do any other thing. And by the way, try to find friends to play with and enjoy the game together, because the community is very welcoming to new players, so you shouldn't have a hard time. Even if you say you're a new player, don't worry about it. People will help you. So what is a strike mission? Strike mission is, we could say, a mini raid or a raid-like instance that we gain a lot of shards and a lot of more rewards than the usual any other gameplay. It has its own rewards. You can also get eternal shards from Icebrood Saga maps as well. So, and strike missions gets us the so-called ascendeds, also different types of stuff. You can see it on the vendor that is called smokes. So why do we need ascended gear? We need ascended gear for a lot of reasons. First, we need to, if we're dealing power or condition damage or any type of damage, we need to enhance our damage in order to decrease the time consumed. And also, we need ascended gear for infusion slots. And like I said before, we need infusions for fractals above tier 1. Even tier 1 last 4 or 5 fractals. We need agony for them too. So that's why we need ascended gear. And also for raid, you will deal less damage with exotics than ascended because of the pure stat difference. So third stage, first phase, gonna be requiring us essential mastery points. And why do we need it for? We need to get the auto loot, and the auto loot is crazy good, saves you a lot of time, saves you a lot of work, and I think it's a must for you. Of course, every mastery point is a must for any veteran players or any open world enjoyers, and some raids also do require them. We also need fractal attunement central masteries for recursive resourcing for fractals and getting improved loot. Also mislock singularities for more agony resistance, and also respawns you one more time and saves you. So they're pretty important to have them. So let's say Jazric, how do we get the essential mastery points? Easy. You press your achievements, and either you can filter the mastery point filter like this. Let's say add core mastery points filter, and you only see the core ones. But the easiest one, and that's my method for you to complete, is just finish your My Story. It will give you 8 of them, and it's really good. Like, getting 8 just from a story is a great deal for my build, guys. So what we focus on? We focus on advanced logistics, fractal masteries, all of them, and bouncing mushrooms and some of the gliding ones. Let's say updraft use, and bouncing mushroom is also here. It's a lore. These are the Heart of Thorns masteries. Of course, you need the expansion for it, and believe me, one day you will need those masteries for any other thing, because they're just quality of life. So on first phase, we're almost done, but let me give you some much more tips. Your first ascended set is the most important thing. So rushing towards your first ascended set is really important and a most logical way to faster your progression. No need to rush into raids. You don't need to do it. You just need to do the fractals and the dailies and IBSs, the strike missions. And that's it. Decide which ascended pieces you want first, such as PvE set, PvP set, or World vs. World set. You can access those builds thanks to Snowcrows or Meta Battle. I'll post the links down below. You'll see which sites to see what your class is capable of and which stats you need. Decide what you want to do in game. Like I said before, the content you rather do is probably much more fun than the others. You can't have equal fun for every content. If you do, like Hallelujah, that's really good. If you enjoy also the Winter's Day challenges, the Divinity's Reach, that has some contents to it, like jumping puzzles, something like also like strike mission or raid you need to complete. It's not that hard. You just need to take your time on it. Personally, I skipped them because I kind of done them like lots of times, and maybe I'll do it. I just don't really prefer it anymore. So this is our World vs. World vendor here. For getting the Triumphant Ascended gear, you need to obtain the Triumphant reward track that you can see. I completed it, but it will be available for you if you don't complete it. You can also get hero points. That's really important. You will have on every tick you will have provisioner's chest or something like that. From that chest, you will probably get the hero point, like Testimony of Heroics. Let me show you what Testimony of Heroics do. You go for the hero challenges, Heroics Notary, this guy here, and you can get 10 hero points per 10 of the heroics that you acquire. That's really good way farming the hero points. You can also go for the open world PvE hero points, but like I said, this is the one of the easiest ways to obtain the hero points and unlocking your elite spec. You can also get hero points from the PvP vendor called League Vendor right here on Hearts of the Mists. These are also cheaper than the ones in World vs. World, so make sure to keep that in mind. The reward tracks. Let's start with PvP. On PvP, we have, as you can see, a lot of reward tracks. The reward track that I actually advised you to go for is the Canfin, Visions of Eternity, and the Winter's Day reward track that we have just because of the Winter's Day. For World vs. World, we have a lot of different reward tracks, but I prefer to do the Gift of Battle because we will need that for legendary crafting. And by getting that from a reward track is crazy worth it. Of course you get different types of rewards as well, but Gift of Battle is the most important one. Thanks for sticking till the end. You're awesome. See you in the next video.